Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to Inside Line Racing. This is ILRGT, and we are at round number 4 today here at the Nürburgring. We've got a variety of drivers here tonight ready to give it their all. I am Jess. I usually do the Tier 2 commentary, but for this week only, I am filling in for Tier 1, so should be a lot of fun. Most of these drivers I know before, so shouldn't be a problem knowing who they are and stuff like that. So I think we should be in for a very good race. Now, our current championship leader, which I believe is Jamie, he has won every single race so far this season in this tier, which I'm not really that surprised with. He's been dominating this tier, absolutely incredible. I have been watching the Tier 1 races back recently, and he's been on true form. He's currently P2 at the moment. The man on P1 at the moment, though, is Phil Taylor. He's the one who's been his main rival this season. He's got P3 in Dragon Trail and a P2 on Autopolis and the Red Bull Ring last week as well. So we'll keep an eye on see what he could do. And I don't know if he got pole last week or not, but you know, he could be a challenge as well. Let's see who else we got on the circuit at the moment. Now, we've got quite a few people in the pits changing tyres, but we've got Womet, also known as Tommy. He's in the Bentley, which I love, to be honest, but he's currently sitting in P3 right now. He's about 1 second off the current pole pace at the moment. Now, Nürburgring is a track I really like. It's got some very tricky corners. I don't like it as a racer, but I absolutely love it as a commentator. But I wouldn't want to race here, I must say. But as a commentator, it is pretty awesome. Fred Panda's in 4th at the moment. He is about 2 seconds off the pace, but he's not that far off P3. As well, the number 73 car. We got It's Me in P5. We got Lambo in P6. We got Frisky in 7th at the moment. Then we got J-Luke in... no. Frisky's in 8th now. Lambo's in 7th. J-Luke's in 9th. In the ILRT car, and then we got H Racing Green in P10. So, and also we got Red Matt in P11. I think that's it. I think that's all the drivers we have so far. Now, today marks a really sad day in the form of sim racing. As some of you may not have heard, well, if you have heard, it is very been sad. But if you haven't, I have posted it on Twitter. CPI Schumacher, who was in Tier 2 this season and has been in Tier 1 for the last few seasons, has overcome some difficult health issues, but unfortunately, as of last night, he passed away in his sleep, I believe, which is very sad news. So, on behalf of ILR, we'd like to say thanks for him, for his good racing, and we will be looking up for him in heaven. And he'll be looking up on us, and we wouldn't be stopping the streams just because he's dead. So, you know, we wants the races to go on, and that is what we're doing. And at 7 o'clock, we will be doing a lap of honour to commemorate. There's more about the successes that he had in ILRGT as well as F1 as well, because he raced in the F1 leagues as well. I've only commentated on him once. From what I've seen from the other drivers and the other commentators, that he's a very sound guy, he's a very nice guy, and yeah, it's very sad. But I'll talk about him more later on, because we're going to go to qualifying first. So, we've got It's Me, currently in 7 now. Phil, he's got a bit of pressure at the moment. He's 2 tenths clear of Jamie. Jamie is pushing. So let's see if Jamie is on a lap as he goes around the bridge. I will need to get the track map up. I'm not sure what version. I do believe the version of the Nürburgring tonight is what the the F1 track was when it used to be in Germany. So let me just get it up on my phone, because I wasn't sure at the start. This is go down the hill then, does Jamie. As he goes up the hill, he's going to brake. He can brake. I think the thing with these Super Formula cars is it's not like Formula 1. You can brake a little bit later in the Formula 1 cars, but in these types of cars and also in the F2 cars as well, you have to brake a little bit, just a tiny little bit earlier, as Jamie is now 9 tenths off the pace now, so he is very keen to improve, I must say. So let's just see who else we've got on that could be improving. Tom is still in B3, so we will keep an eye out on him as well. Let us know who you think should get pole position here today. I'm very excited for this. It's 25 laps of sensational stuff, and I always like it as a track anyway, so looking forward to it. It should be fun. So 1:34.8 is the pole time. Could we see someone going to the 1:33s? Now we have got Blizzard joining in the chat. There we go. I was wondering where Blizzard was, but he is here. So, and we got Mr. Costa, I think, that's joined as well. So yeah, we got quite a few people that joined. As long as they join before 7, then life is good. Job is a good one. So, you know, I'm pretty hyped. It should be interesting for the drivers. Now we got Red Matt and Fred Panda pitting, I believe, to go on their next run. So there is Red Matt. I think he's he is waiting, and Fred Panda as well. They're going on their final stops. They will be qualifying on the softest tyre available for qualifying, and then obviously they can choose for the race which ones they actually go on. So we will have to wait and see. Now, just let us know in the chat as well if you know Schumacher very well. Then let us know what's been your favourite memory of him. If you raced with him before, or have you seen him in the ILRGT1s? What's been your favourite races to watch? But again, we'll talk a little bit more. He also, I believe, raced in ILR3, but I think he did anyway. Jamie's now 5 tenths, so Phil's gone even faster. He's going on the yellow tyre now. So I do believe he's going on the medium-ish tyre, as far as I'm aware. So we've got 5 minutes until the race begins then. As confirmed by our coordinator for Tier 1, Red Matt. As, yep, Phil is on his outlap, I believe. So is Jamie. Quite a few people are on their outlaps. Most of them are going in this. Now, Lambo, I believe, is still on the lap. So let's just follow him in the lovely, striking BSR livery, which we haven't seen much of. There's someone that pulled off the circuit. So we are just a quick reminder. There is about, I think we've got about 6 rounds left, as 8 rounds. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 rounds to go, including this one of the calendar season. Jamie is leading the championship by 24 points. Now, it's not as dominant as he was in the seasons before, but I will need to double check the point system, because the point system may be different, but I think there's going to be a lot of catching up to do for the other guys to see if he can top them. But I think Phil is looking on course to take his first win in this tier and to possibly beat Jamie. He could be within the good shot here. Nice, he's got inside line racing on his livery. I absolutely love it. It is absolutely decent. And I believe he's going on a lap now. I believe it's Jamie going on a lap. I do believe so. So can anyone beat Jamie? That's the most important thing right now. I need to retweet that tweet. There we go. I've retweeted that so people are aware of the stream. There is obviously a stream happening. So, Jamie goes past the right-hander then and goes one of the first uphill points of the circuit. Very crucial to get right. Thousands of fans here are cheering in the grandstands for one of their favourite drivers as they've gone past the pit lane. Goes through the BMW grandstand. Can he improve on his time? Can he get it to pole position? Cross the line. He stays at second fastest for now. So that is where he stays for now. Obviously, he's got the number 1 number because obviously he's champion before. Now, let's see where Phil is out on the circuit. I do believe he's going to go through the start-finish straight as well. We've got 2 minutes left to go before the race, the finals, actually begin. He comes across the line now. Can he improve? He stays where he is. He doesn't improve on his time. H-Racing Green actually goes up into 3rd. So that is very impressive from him. I've seen him in the Triple Crown event happening a few weeks ago. But unfortunately he disconnected, which we were all really sad about. But praying to him that he gets a good result today, which I hope he does. So, he comes across the line now. Can he improve on his P3? He drops down to 4th at the moment because Womed's beat him, but he's just beaten Womed's time, so he's now in P3 once again then. What about Jamie? Can he improve on Phil's time? He does improve by 5 tenths, but not enough to beat Phil, sadly. Will they have enough time? I really don't know. But looks like Phil will be in pole position for today's installment of the Super Formula Championships. So well done to him. He's looking to gain his first win today, and my phone has just almost died and gone. Oh, and Womair has gone into a wall. He has gone into Narnia. He has gone into space. And someone else has gone into a... I think a lot of people are going into an ILR car park. Look, there's pretty much everyone going in that. That's Mr. Costa there as well. I do believe Jay Luke is still on his lap at the moment. So let's see where he is on the circuit. I think he's got. If he's not going to have time, I don't think. There's people slowing down. Yep. The final is going to begin in 5 seconds. So Phil Taylor will be your pole man. Now, it is going to be a formation style grid then. So your pole man is Phil Taylor, followed by Jamie, then H-Racing Green, then Womair, then Mr. Costa, then Jay Luke, then Francis, then Fred Banda. So, we are about to do our lap of honour to remember Schumacher. Now everyone is slowing down for the occasion then. So for those of you that don't know, unfortunately Tarek, also known as CPI Schumacher, unfortunately died last night. And we're doing a lap of honour to remember the great times he's had in ILR. ILRGT in particular. He is known for being a very fast guy. And his teammates at CPI known him for being a very good and well-known guy. He is well known in the community for his talent. And he makes some very good moves. He climbed his way back through the field at times to get some good podiums and possibly some wins as well in some races that he's done. It's just sad that he's died at such a young age, but to remember the stuff that he has done in ILR, it's just amazing to see how much he's accomplished, and imagine what he would have accomplished if he was there for a bit longer. But hey ho, life is cruel, sadly, at times, and it's just horrible that a life that's just taken away from you. But as I said at the beginning of the stream, Tarek would want these races to continue even with his passing, and he'll be watching over us and hoping that these races do go well. Ethan could not partake in today's race, but he's said in the chat, Tarek was a very good pal of mine. Oh, my phone has just died. Tarek was a very good pal of mine, helped me gain confidence, was part of his esports team, and we were teammates in F1 leagues. So, we are about to get underway. It'll be up to Phil to get the launch off the line that he needs. And the race is about to get underway here in ILRGT pretty soon, as Phil's got a very good start of the line. And we are starting to see some changes of the field already, as Age Racing Green is round the back of Jamie as well. Womack catching up as well. Everyone made a decent start. Looks like it, but we already see some scrapping through the field. Lambo has dropped it down into 7th, so we need to make some ground. Francis in 5th. Red Matt is chasing on the back of Lambo right now to see if he can make move around the outside of him. If he thinks not on this occasion, decides to stay behind. Fred Panda up into 9th then. He could possibly challenge a move around Red Matt, maybe not, but Red Matt tries to go around the inside. Can he do it on this occasion? Let's just see. He now goes around the outside of Lambo, and he takes the move. Lambo looks for another opportunity, but doesn't quite do it. So Lambo stay where he is. So what a good job from Red Matt. It's unfortunate that I can't see the gain in positions, but there we go. It's me then. He is under pressure from Fred Panda. Fred Panda has almost dropped it a little bit there, so hopefully he can recover soon. It's me still on the back of this train then. See where he's going to go, maybe, potentially, across the start-finish straight. This is where we can potentially see some moves about to come. Let's see what it's me. Can he try and get a move around the inside, potentially? Not quite. He backs out a bit, but meanwhile, let's jump back to our race leader, Phil, who's pulling away by 1.0 seconds to our championship leader, Jamie. But I think Age Racing Green is closer to Jamie then. So really, Jamie has got to make a move on, because otherwise he would lose another position. And to be honest, you don't really want that to happen, as Age Racing Green still charging up the field as well. Warmare has dropped it down into 4th, but he's doing well to keep. He'd not drop any more positions. But where's Francis? Francis has got Mr. Costa challenging up the field as well. Mr. Costa in at P6 now. Costa is going to potentially be under threat pretty soon as well. Francis pulling away a little bit on the straights. Can Mr. Costa gain the speed that he needs on the corners, maybe, potentially? He is looking very threatening, like I said, as everyone is going to cheer him in the grandstands. You can see Womack in the background catching up to Age Racing Green. Both of them kind of a bit of corners there, but as we also got Red red map being threatening as well. So Mr. Costa would really need to get a move on to try and get the move done on Francis then. We'll have to wait and see. Is Francis all over? I don't think he's catching up to the guys ahead. So Costa, we need to challenge very quickly then, because otherwise red map can capitalise. But let's just jump back to the battle for the lead then, with Mormet about 6 tenths behind H Racing Green now. Let's see what he could do in the Bentley. They will be on harder tyres, I believe, to start with. And then we'll be going on to some softer tyres towards the end of the race. But some of them may opt for different strategies, but I don't know. But as one minute is going to have a little bit of a think about it. We'll have to wait and see. Jamie. Is Jamie closing up to Phil? No, he is not. He's still about 1.3 seconds behind him. But he may have more of an advantage when it gets to the pit stops. So we will keep an eye on him very closely as we get towards the crucial stages of this Grand Prix, where we will do the pit stops. Meanwhile, let's go to the back then. We've got Frisky. Wait a minute. Frisky in P11 in the SR car. He's 1.2 seconds clear of J-Luke in P12. Blizzard all the way down in P13 for now. Blizzard did join quite late in the lobby, so he didn't have chance to get a good lap in. So he's looking potentially to improve just a little bit. Now, where is Costa then? Is he going to challenge for Francis? He's got to do it now. Francis has got a penalty, might I add. Will Francis decide to clear it now? We'll have to wait and see as the race goes on. As GT Sport, you can clear penalties, because on games like F1, unfortunately, you can't clear the penalties, which is a bit of a shame. But on GT Sport, you can, which is good, which is I like. So once you get the penalty, you can slow down if you are clear. Now, red mat in the Yorkshire Tea livery, which I like as well. I only just noticed that. I think what red mat is deciding to do is he's deciding to save his tyres, I think, to make sure he can capitalise more than he needs. But Lambo's around about a second behind him, so he's got to be able to move on as well. So the Francis train is starting to form here in ILRGT tonight. Francis doing quite well to defend with these lot. Or was Francis managed to add another 3 tenths to his penalty, so he's now got an 8 tenths of a second penalty. I think that's probably why Costa is not making a potential move as of yet, because otherwise his tyres will decide to have none of it. Obviously, we don't want to see any of these guys with any form of puncture or anything like that. So that's why we will keep an eye on them. Now, lap 6 of 25, Phil Taylor still leads. He is pulling up some very good lap times. He has set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far with a 1:39.5.2. Not that far off from the pole time at the moment. So he's got some. He is doing well. Jamie is starting to close into Phil, but he is comfortably ahead of H Racing Green at the moment. But H Racing Green will soon be under pressure from Womet if he's not careful. Womet's got a 3 tenths penalty. I keep thinking it's 3 seconds, but it's not. It's 0.3 seconds. I think, should I call it 0.3 seconds? I think that will probably be easier. I don't know. We're starting to see some moves in the background then. Matt was trying to defend off Lambo then. Lambo's still on the back of him for now. Francis drops it to 5th then. Mr. Costa flies around the outside and gets the job done very nicely. There was lots of moves going on there which I missed. I do apologise. But Francis, Mr. Costa really didn't want to get held up. And he wanted to get the move sooner rather than later, because otherwise he was going to be under pressure from this guy here of Red Matt. Or maybe Francis knew about the penalty and decided to, you know, but it looks like that they were racing, which is good. It's very important to do the race, you know, it is good. So I'm just going to see how the bottom half of the field are going then. Fred Panda, he is 8 tenths per second clear of It's Me. So It's Me is going to be potentially on the charge pretty soon as well then. So he's got to get a move on as well. This is very good to see. I am trying to cover as many drivers as possible tonight, just so they are given. And just a reminder, this is a 50% race. That's why there are 25 laps. There was a lap of honour which was taken at the beginning of this race to commemorate Tarek, which happened, which was good in respect. Some people are wearing helmets in commemoration for the loss, which is good. I will be doing the same for the social race in F1 tomorrow. I will be either wearing the helmet that he has worn in ILR before, or I'll be wearing a black helmet. I have not decided yet, but I know I'm going to change my helmet tomorrow, so just to remember him. Phil Taylor still leads. I just realised he has a clover, which I do, with a clover in his livery, which is pretty darn decent if I say so myself. There's not much happening at the front. It's not much changes, but Age Racing Green's got Womair right behind him as well. So Age Racing Green's got to get a move on in the next couple of laps, or will he decide to do it in the pit lane? I wonder if any of these guys know about each of the penalties. I don't think they pay attention unless the driver is directly behind them. It is very hot in my room. That's why my throat is getting a bit dry at the moment. But I will need to get the window open at some point. But we are experiencing a heat wave in the United Kingdom tonight. And I think I won't be surprised if Germany is suffering the same as well. It is quite sunny. Now, for those of you that were watching the GT Sport eSport races, I think, in the weekend, they were trialling out the wet weather, which is pretty decent. I really do hope it comes in updates to come, because that'll be pretty cool. But I imagine that'll be probably difficult for the drivers to drive, even me. Jamie still in second place then. Still not enough to close up to Phil, unfortunately. Mr. Costa has got a penalty. How is Red Matt behind Francis? 1.9. So Francis is starting to increase the gaps between him and Matt, which is what he needed. Lambo is right behind Red Matt by 8 tenths of a second then. He's got a comfortable gap between him and Fred Panda, which is good to see. So all we could concentrate is going on the attack, really, which is what he wants to do, really. For those of you wondering, also the second tier of ILRGT is also being broadcasted. It is commentated by Evil Dragon. He is back this week, so he's back in the booth. As I wonder if any of the guys have gone into the pits yet. Oh, H Racing Green has gone too. He is the first person then to dive it into the pits. So there he goes. Let's see what tyres he's going on. I do believe there's going to be another lot of red tyres are going to be fitted to him. As well, also we've got Red Matt. And we've got Red Panda, is Frisky, J-Luke as well there in the pits. Whereas Phil, Jamie and Womet have decided that they wanted to stay out then. Maybe they can push the tyres a little bit longer. The question is though, will Jamie pit before Phil or will Phil pit before Jamie? That is very crucial. I think Jamie could be waiting for Phil, so Phil could be triggering the pit stops here. Or it might be the other way around. I wonder what it's been like in the Tier 1 races this season. Because I don't usually pay attention to pit stops. Dearie me, it's 23 degrees where I am. That's why it's so hot. I am definitely getting a fan here tonight. And, Phil can read my mind. He's going into the pits, and so is Jamie as well. So there they go. I sound like there was a fire alarm there, but actually it was people going into the pits there. Womet is going into the pits as well. On a varying strategy, so that could be very intriguing. So here comes Jamie in the pits. Phil was in the pits as well. Lambo as well goes into the pit lane. So who will come out first? Will it be Jamie or will it be Phil? Phil comes out. And then it is Jamie. So it is the same order as it was in the race then. I wonder what it would have been like if it was a different order. But you never know. You never know these situations. Womet stays in fourth with H Racing Green in third. Pretty much majority of people have pitted. All Costa and Red Matt side by side going into that tiny little hairpin. Red Matt round the outside. Can he challenge Mr. Costa for a move? They're going side by side again. Costa's going to get the switchback on the inside then. Red Matt on the outside. Who's going to have the advantage? Looks like Mr. Costa manages to keep P5 for now, which is great to see. Red Matt is still going to be on the charge pretty soon, so it is not going to be over yet. Red Matt is thinking, no, I don't want that. I don't want Mr. Costa to concede that position, because otherwise it is going to pay dividends. So, you know, he is doing well to try and defend that, which is good to see. I've seen Mr. Costa racing a few other leagues myself, and when he makes moves and when he defends for his life, as if his life does depend on it. Now, Fred Panda stays in seventh. We've got Francis and Lambo. I don't think some of the guys have pitted, you know, because I don't think Mr. Costa's pitted either. Or it might be that Lambo and Francis might have had a not too good of a pit stop. I'm not entirely sure, but I wonder on this game, I wonder how much control they do have over pit stops. I haven't tried a full race around it myself, but due to the pit stops then, that is allowing Jamie to really close up on to Phil then. This could be some interesting rivalry coming up as they go down the hill then. Can Jamie get better speed off the corners? Looks like he does. He does that well. Phil has to go on the defensive now, because otherwise he's going to be under threat and he's going to lose position. Phil is hungry for his first win and to make sure Jamie doesn't get another win. They are too good sportsmanship. Nope. Ignore what I just said there, because that sentence didn't make a whole lot of sense whatsoever. As we are approaching lap 13 of 25 right now as Phil is starting that, and so is Jamie then. Can Jamie get the better run into turn 1? No, he's still not able to close in. But he's got 13 laps to do it. Well, 12 laps to do it pretty much. Now, are any other battles, Mr. Costa? Still challenging Red Matt. So I think the battle is for P5 and P1 to be honest at the moment. Unless we have some battles going on in the background maybe. I don't know. Potentially maybe. I don't know. As Lambo stays in P9. And we got, let's just go quick rundown of the order so far. So we got Phil in the lead, Jamie P2, H Racing Green P3, Romer in P4. He's still got a 5-10 penalty that he needs to get rid of. He can get rid of it now because he is not that, he's got a clear air ahead of him, or he might wait to the end of the race. It doesn't matter really. Got Mr. Costa in 5th, Red Matt in P6, Fred Panda in P7, Francis in 8th, Lambo 9th, it's me 10th, Blizzard 11th. So Blizzard has gained 2 positions in that pit stop. He's got a 4/10 penalty. And we've got J Luke in P12, and it's Frisky in P13 then. So that is your running order. Let us know in the chat. Do you expect that running order to change? We'll have to wait and see. As old Frisky has disconnected, I believe, or he might have retired, I don't know. So, unfortunately, we have lost our first driver. So, but we're now down, I do believe we're now down to 12 drivers. Now, I think my mic might be loud, I'm not entirely sure. I will double check very quickly. Hold on a sec. Nope, I think we're all good. I think I'll keep the mic volume as it is for now. I think it should be okay. So, Jamie's still 8/10 then. Behind Phil. Francis. He's about 9/10 behind Fred Panda, so that could be another battle as well. Is Red Matt going to be... Oh, Red Matt's lost a lot of time to Mr. Costa. He was about a second clear of him. Now he's about 2.2, so he's got to find a time very quickly. I'm almost certain that he might have made a mistake somewhere, as he's struggling with his tyres. He has gone into the grass. That's not going to do his tyres any good. He will have to pit earlier than usual, which is not what you want whatsoever. And you don't want to be a person that goes into Narnia, and Red Matt almost goes into Narnia there. So that is a shame from him. That could allow Fred Panda to capitalise on any mistake. Could Fred Panda potentially go on to a potential P6 potentially as well? That could be very intriguing. So the order might change, you never know. It is not over until the checker flag falls, of course. Fred Panda has got to be reminded that Francis is also still on the charge as well. So that could be at Fred Panda's disadvantages, because he's going to be on the attack and defence as well. If Fred Panda goes on the attack more, then he can then really concentrate on the defence. So that's why I could see in the background, I can really see Fred Panda really starting to push it. As we've got 10 laps to go already. This race has gone very quickly. I've enjoyed myself so far. This is the first time I've commentated in Tier 1. For the last 3 weeks I've been commentating on Tier 2. So it's a nice refreshing change. But look at this. I've jumped at the right moment. Jamie is going to go around the inside potentially of Phil Taylor. Maybe not. Could this be the move that makes sure Jamie is in the lead of this Grand Prix? We'll have to wait and see as he goes down the hill. Let's see what Jamie can do. Jamie goes around the outside then. Decides to back out of it for now. Phil Taylor is just too good on this track. So far, two Brits neck and neck. They are fighting with each other to possibly get the win. Jamie's going to go around the inside. This surely could be the move now. No, not quite. No, not quite. Phil Taylor closed the door saying, nope, I am having none of that. You're not having my P1. You're staying right behind me. Phil Taylor is going to be on the defence once again. Jamie still being shut the door by Phil Taylor. This is I think due to the pit stops, this has been the closest that the two leaders have been all race, which is absolutely amazing to see. If you just joined in, fasten your seatbelts, lads. Milu, Mets fan, unfortunately could not make the race today, but Milu is still in the chat, so nice to see you, mate. Hope you're doing good. And if you're liking the ILRGT content, don't forget to click subscribe and put that notification bell if you're new. And Jamie potentially going around the inside. No! Phil is on fire with his defensive moves today. This is crazy. Championship rivals fighting for a potential, you know, it's going so well as Red Matt goes into the pits then. And I think he's the only guy that's going to go into the pits for now for his final stop. So surely Phil and Jamie will be going for pit stops pretty soon as well, potentially as well. So just watch out. And will the pit stops change a thing? Surely they will possibly go in. Surely they will go into the pit stops around about the same time, potentially. So where is Red Matt? He is 12th, but he's the first one to pit. So could he gain advantage to pitting earlier than his rivals? We'll have to wait and see. Phil goes into the pits, I believe, and Jamie stays out. So I thought they were both going to pit at exactly the same time, but no, they are not. Jamie is deciding to pit a lap later to possibly take advantage to get the undercut. I wonder if that's going to work for him. So Phil is getting fitted the yellow tyres for the last 3 laps of this race then. I don't think anyone else has pitted up. Puts H Racing Green as well, not that far up his rival Womet. Womet's not that far behind as well, so we could see a potential pit battle there as well. So loads of things happening today. And it could be very, very intriguing as H Racing Green has got to be on the defence. He's got to close the door for Womet. Potentially going down the hill. Let's see if Womet's going to potentially have a little look around the outside. No. He stays behind. He doesn't want to go for any too aggressive moves for now. As Phil Taylor is now out of the pits and he comes right behind the two chasing guys of H Racing Green and Womet then. Let's see what Womet could do. Jamie is now in the pits, but let's just catch this battle between Womet and H Racing Green then potentially, as they're still around the back of him for now. As H Racing Green goes into the pits, Jamie is as well. Red tyres for Jamie then, so softer tyres compared to what Phil is. Now Phil goes ahead of Jamie then quite convincingly actually. No! Oh, this is going to be very close! Jamie almost started in around the inside. I thought it was going to be, and Phil was going to be ahead, but no! They're still around about the same distance then, so Jamie didn't make the undercut that he was hoping then. Meanwhile, H Racing Green and Womack, I think, will pick the next lap as well. It'll be interesting to see where Womack goes in ahead of H Racing Green then at some point as well if they go down the hill. Let us know in the chat, guys, who has been your driver of the day. As Womack's still got a time penalty, so he needs to find a way to make that. I'm still in awe with Tom's livery. It's legit awesome. And he's slowing down a little bit. I think he's going to dive it into the pits potentially. Oh no, we got another disconnection or retirement in the form of It's Me. So It's Me has died. He has gone into space. So he is retired, unfortunately. So here we go. Womack is going into the pits. We could potentially see a battle for Jamie and Bill for the lead then. We've got 5 laps to go for this very crazy Grand Prix. The first half was pretty quiet of this race, but the mid half of the race is probably potentially the busiest. But we've seen in some other races this season, it's been the exact opposite. So it's great to see some action towards the end. It's great. It is great. That's why I like these Super Formula cars. You never know. Potentially what might happen. And I almost said a word wrong, which will be a disaster, I must say. But there we go. If it stays as it is, the championship will be close. Phil would close up the gap to Jamie, which will be potential because we've got Japan, we've got Fuji, round number 5 next week. That I'm pretty much looking forward to, but I usually say the name of the circuit wrong, which I do apologise. Some of you may know that if I do commentate, I am rubbish with names and names in general, like gamer tags and circuits. But the gamer tags seem to be alright because mainly I've commentated most of them before. All they're easier names to pronounce. But anyway, we're going on to lap 21. Pretty much round 4 of Phil versus Jamie. This race then. Let's see if Jamie can have a look. No! Phil shuts the door. It was almost a bit late for one of them, but luckily no harm done, which is good to see. Very clean racing between Phil and Jamie. For those of you that don't know, if you weren't watching from the start, Phil did get pole position of this Grand Prix then. And he has stayed in the lead for pretty much the whole race. Francis is getting past Womack. So, look at this. We've got so many battles. It's hard to keep track of. Oh, my God. This is crazy. So, Womack has lost to Francis. Oh, have they almost been pushed off the circuit? This is going to get intense. Francis still on the back of Womack. He's going to get Blizzard as well. Blizzard has gained a lot from that. Has Blizzard pitted? I don't know. Or will he choose to stay out? Knowing him, the god he is, he will stay out. Because, you know, I know him and he's capable of doing that. And he's nursing his tyres quite well as well. So, you know, great battling from these guys. Oh my word, it's Womack, I think, stays ahead of Francis for now. So, Francis, I think, made a little bit of a mistake, I think. And, for some people that might not realise, they could also catch up to Age Racing Green potentially as well. It's getting very sweaty in my room, and there's so much action going on. Do you think that's the cause? Francis goes in the pits then, so we could possibly try and close up a little bit potentially. But here we go then. What is Jamie gonna do here to get the jump on Bill? He has to do it ASAP, because otherwise we will have our first different winner, because Jamie has won the first 3 races of the season here in Tier 1. And I know some of you guys would want to see a different winner. I would personally want to see a different winner as well, but if Jamie wins, that'll be absolutely sensational. So, to be honest, I wouldn't mind whoever wins. Whoever wins this race really deserves it. As Jamie, he's just trying to find the perfect time to make the move. Maybe he could force Phil Taylor into a mistake, potentially, maybe. And I said the word potentially right this time. Blizzard now up into 5th now. So, I do believe, I think Blizzard will probably go into the pits. I think he's probably going to dive it in. I'm not entirely sure. Or is he going to stay out? We'll have to wait and see. And Costa, where's Costa? Costa's 6th. He's still catching up to Blizzard. So it's not over for Costa to get 5th then. Costa, meanwhile, has pitted then. What about Blizzard? Is Blizzard going to dive it in? Nope. They're going to go side by side. Blizzard making a little bit of a mistake there. Going into the final corner. Costa takes P5. Maybe Blizzard's tired, so has had it. Blizzard going to have another look around the inside, maybe potentially look around the outside. Oh, a little bit of a slide from Blizzard there, going into turn 2. So, that means Mr. Costa is pulling away from Blizzard at this stage. Sensational move from Mr. Costa, if I say so myself, but he's already pulling away, yes. I think Blizzard will be diving into the pits pretty soon. To be honest, I won't be surprised now. He probably should have pitted a few laps ago, but he didn't. Yep, Costa's now 2.4 seconds clear of Blizzard. But now, the battle that you all wanted to see. The battle between Phil and Jamie. Going toward the final few corners then. Jamie's got 2 laps to see if he can overtake Phil. Let's see what happens. Phil goes to the inside. Phil defends from the outside. Side by side going into turn number 1. Can Phil hold on to the lead? He just about holds on to the lead. Getting that switchback absolutely nails on. But Jamie's going to get the inside and gets a better line. Touching wheels, that was close. But Jamie gets the lead. Wow, what sensational battling between these two. I've got to say, this has been my favourite ILRGT race to commentate by far. Here we go. Phil could potentially go for another run, potentially. And Jamie has got the fastest lap of this Grand Prix. Oh, Phil almost looking around the outside of Jamie there. But doesn't quite do it. I am starting to lose my voice. This is absolutely incredible. Battle of the season so far between two almighties, 2 almighty greats, I must say. Let's see where Costa is to Blizzard. 2.5. Red Matt. I'm just seeing if there's any other battles going on towards the back. I don't think so. So the main battle for the final lap is going to be Jamie versus Phil. And Phil's got a penalty, I believe. Let's just see. Yes, he has. Phil's got a penalty. So, Jamie got the move done on Phil at absolutely the right time. And he's already starting to pull away. So, oh, and Phil's struggling. I think Phil's tyres, he's pushed it to the limit. And I think for Jamie to pit a lap later than Phil did has worked wonders for him. And that is what he's making. He's already 2.5 seconds clear of Phil already. As much as I wanted to see a different winner here today, the winner is the one who gets the strategy right. And tonight, that is Jamie. Jamie has done so well. He's not been too aggressive and he's not been able to make moves until this very moment, which has helped. And he was able to save on his tyres. He was able to save a bit of fuel as well and wait until the last few laps, whereas Phil pitted a lap earlier than Jamie, which probably compromised him a little bit. To be honest, who could stop Jamie? I mean, he's crazy. Absolutely crazy. He is going to come across the line then, and he's going to take the race win, 4 wins out of 4 in ILRGT Tier 1, with Phil gaining his second place of the season. H Racing Green has got Warmed chasing for 3rd place. So the potential podium for H Racing Green could be under threat. We'll have to wait and see. Here comes H Racing Green. I think H Racing Green is going to get the podium. Yes, he is. So his 2nd podium in a row. His 3rd podium of the season. Warmed takes P4, his best result. He equals his best result of the season. Mr. Costa in 5th place. Blizzard and Redmat are fighting towards the line side by side. But due to the penalty that Redmat had, Blizzard takes P6. Wow. Crazy stuff. But Jamie takes the race victory. Who is going to stop Jamie? It looked like Phil was going to stop Jamie. But on the final lap, looks like they weren't going to. So, good race. The action was pretty much there from pretty much the middle part of the race onwards. That was awesome. And Phil just saying, now this is pod racing. Absolutely loved it. Thanks Phil and Jamie for giving superb battles. And it was also nice to see the midfield battling as well. So, we will be back next week in Japan for Fuji. That's how you say the track. There we go. But until next time, we will see you next week. Same time for some more ILRGT action. And thank you for letting me be in your presence. Commentating for ILRGT Tier 1 tonight has been great. I will be back next week. Not sure what tier I'll be doing, but I will be doing GT commentary next week anyway. So I will keep you informed when I know. I think most likely I'll be back to doing Tier 2 commentary again. But it's been a pleasure filling in for Tier 1 tonight. I'll be Just Games 95. Have a good evening, everybody, and we will see you next time for some more ILR action. Good night.